Please welcome to today's segment of In the Wild, our resident ecologist, Dr. Greenleaf.
Oh, that's me. Howdy, hello, folks. I'm Dr. Greenleaf. I'm an ecologist and an archaeologist, paleontologist, botanist, plant physiologist, oncologist, dermatologist, and an avid bird watcher. I'm here today to tell you about our majestic green friend, the saguaro cactus. But I've got some grave news about the saguaro cactus. I've heard word that the saguaros are in danger. The saguaro cactus has been blooming way too early, and we need to find out why.
Well, Dr. Greenleaf, can you tell us more about this problem? What's happening?
Well, to solve this problem, we're going to have to go into the field. We need to take a field trip to the Sonoran Desert, the home of the saguaro cactus, to get to the root of this tricky problem. Come on, let's go.
Beautiful day in the desert, it's a beautiful day in the desert. Hey folks, we're here in the beautiful Sonoran Desert, looking for Panagia gigantea, the saguaro cactus. The saguaro cactus. Yes, the saguaro cactus. We're here to figure out what makes this lovely saguaro cactus bloom. You see, the saguaro is actually pretty good at figuring out what is in its environment. This saguaro doesn't have a thermometer on it, but its cells can tell what nighttime temperatures are. When nighttime temperatures rise above 50 degrees Fahrenheit, the cactus knows that it's time to start producing flowers. Now, the saguaro has a lot of pollinators. You've got native birds, bees, bats, doves. A lot of different things pollinate the saguaro. And a lot of these pollinators depend on the season. You see, the saguaro usually blooms in May. Let's pretend that it's May right now, and that this saguaro is blooming when it should bloom. Now let's think about the most important pollinator, well, one of the most important pollinators of the saguaro, the lesser long-nosed bat. They may call it lesser, but it's greater in our hearts. The lesser long-nosed is particularly well adapted to pollinating the saguaro. You see, the lesser long-nosed has a very long nose and a specialized tongue. That means that it can get in there and really get the nectar out of these deep saguaro flowers. The lesser long-nosed has another important adaptation. It has thick, bristly fur. Why is that important? That means that it can pick up the pollen from these saguaro flowers. As it goes from saguaro to saguaro, it spreads the pollen, acting as an amazing natural pollinator. You see, usually the bloom starts in May. But for the last 3 years, from 2016 all the way through 2019, the blooms have been happening at least a week early. You see, instead of happening in May, the blooms happen in April. And that actually has pretty big consequences, not only for pollinators, but for the saguaro itself. Let's go back to my lab and I'll show you why that's happening. Come on.
These are May blooming saguaros. These are regular saguaros that are blooming when they ought to. These are most saguaros now. They're April blooming. They're blooming early.
What are the implications of this?
The implications of this, to understand this, we have to look at how saguaro pollinate each other. You have to understand that saguaros are self-sterile. That means that this saguaro cannot pollinate this saguaro. It needs another saguaro in order to successfully make seeds. And of course, saguaros can only pollinate each other when their flowers are open at the same time. But if their flowers are opening at different periods, if half the population blooms in April and half blooms in May, that's actually stifling the genetic diversity of the entire saguaro population. You aren't having cross-pollination between April and May blooming cactus.
What is causing this problem?
The weather patterns. The last few years, we've had dry winters and warmer temperatures, the exact symptoms that we expect from climate change. this has meant that saguaros have been blooming earlier. Now, we need to understand more weather patterns to build a strong data set to know that these are actually related. We have strong suspicions that climate change is related to early saguaro bloom time. If we don't do something, we might lose the iconic saguaro, a keystone species of the Sonoran Desert.